Hello, I'm Disgruntled Danny. If you've seen this channel before, then welcome back. If it's your first time here, don't get your hopes up. This is as good as it gets. A tubby bald bloke swearing at his phone. If you're easily offended, best leave now. And over the last few months, I've done a lot of videos about tinfoil conspiracy theorists connected to the COVID-19 outbreak. And I'm aware that even though I can rip the piss out of conspiracy theorists all day long, it's getting a bit samey. But the trouble is, there's virtually nothing else in the news. The big story yesterday was that the actress Ellen Page is now called Elliot Page and she's come out as trans. So fucking what? And I'm sure that's a big deal for him, but it doesn't really impact me or the people who I know. And I've got friends who are trans, but crucially, not the screamy ones. You know, the people who are always banging on about how oppressed they are. In the same way, I've got friends who are vegan, but none of the preachy vegans. However, if you do meet any of these type of people, I have something I do which always works. When they finish their scream, I'll say, I used to have a dog called Luke. And when they look at me somewhat perplexed, I'll say, sorry, I thought we were swapping information which the other party doesn't give a shit about. Elliot currently stars in The Umbrella Academy on Netflix, which for a sci-fi series is the most average, mundane series I've ever seen. If you haven't seen it, it's like the X-Men if you bought them from a pound shop. And the problem that series has is that also on Netflix is Stranger Things, which is fucking excellent. Set in the 1980s, they've nailed it. And I know that because I grew up in the 1980s. Not in Hawkins, I grew up in a village in rural Norfolk, so there was less sunshine and a lot more cow shit. For me, the absolute standout star of Stranger Things is the British actress Millie Bobby Brown, who plays Eleven. But she was also in the news yesterday after she posted a video of herself crying after an awkward encounter with a fan. She'd been out doing her Christmas shopping when a female fan approached her and asked if she could video her. Not to do a video together or a selfie, which Miss Brown says she's happy to do, but just to film her. So Millie said no, because that's a fucking strange thing to ask, and the fan did it anyway. Now that's very intrusive. For me, there are three things going on here. Firstly, although she's famous, she's entitled to her privacy. Secondly, Miss Brown is currently in mourning for her grandmother who recently passed away. And thirdly, and most importantly, she's 16 fucking years old! If I went into town and started filming random teenage girls, very quickly I would find myself doing 15 years in prison, sharing a cell with Mad Gary McPsycho who wants me to be his wife. Just a quick aside, Netflix also released the film Cuties this year. And a lot of people got very upset about it because this was a film which was meant to warn about the dangers of children being sexualised, which featured 11-year-old girls dancing in a provocative manner. So I thought I'd watch it because there was no way it could be as bad as people were making out. After half an hour, I turned it off because I was worried the police were going to kick my front door in. But I have no idea how child actors like Millie Bobby Brown put up with the pressures of fame, constantly being recognised. Because even just doing this on YouTube, and I'm not in any way saying I'm famous, 5 or 6 times people have stopped me and said, are you Disgruntled Danny? And it's really nice, but it's really fucking weird. Actually, no, it's not always nice. There was one time I was in a pub toilet using a urinal and someone asked me, are you Disgruntled Danny? And I thought, could you not have waited until I'd put my cock away? Also, thus far, I've had 1 stalker and 8 death threats. I don't take the death threats very seriously because they always come from Americans who, how shall I put it, probably fuck their cousins. There's no way they could find England on a map, let alone find me. So that's the news. An actress now wants to be called an actor and someone has upset a teenager. And in the news today, the UK has approved a coronavirus vaccine, so Facebook is going to turn into a war zone. Thanks for watching.